If you have a similar body type to mine, let me walk you through my thought process of finding the perfect trench coat for fall. As you can tell, when I stand straight, my shoulders are broader than my hips, which I like to call the martini glass body type. I put on a little base outfit to show you the full effect, and I'm going to show you two different trench coats, starting with this one from the Frankie shop. If you have broad shoulders, anything that doesn't have a shoulder seam or has a drop shoulder will give the illusion that you have more narrow shoulders. Instead of having a normal seam that goes from the shoulder down, it actually has this diagonal seam here that gives the illusion that I have more of a drop shoulder. I also find t-shirts and long sleeves that have the same cut are very flattering on martini glass body types. The other thing I always look for is a long, wide sleeve. If the sleeve was tapered towards the wrist, the relative width of my wrist versus the top half of my arm would look a lot more disproportionate, versus when it's wide all the way down, everything looks a lot more balanced. Most trenches come with this already, but having anything that ties at the waist helps to create this little peplum detail and makes your hips look a little bit wider than they actually are. And the last bonus for this specific trench is that there's a high neck kind of lapel situation that you can make into an asymmetric neckline, and an asymmetric neckline just looks incredible on broader shoulders. Let me show you my other coat. This coat is from Okafor. It's more of a classic silhouette, but it still has the same principles as before, including the diagonal shoulder seam, the wider sleeve that also has the option to be cinched if you want, and of course the belt to help cinch the waist. The other thing I really like about this jacket is that the collar is pretty wide, meaning it goes all the way to the edge of my shoulder. I find this really helps to balance the appearance of my broad shoulders, because if the collar was a little bit more narrow, you would kind of see my shoulder jutting out a lot more than when my collar kind of lays flat against the entirety of it. Hopefully that all made sense. If you want me to break down any other piece of clothing, let me know and I got you. And happy trench coat shopping. Bye.